14,056. When should one practice Bohaeng? Virtuous giving almsgiving. Who is supposed to practice Bohaeng? It is someone who has recently experienced good fortune or success. If my current situation is terribly bad, how can I practice Bohaeng? You do it when good things have happened to you. Then, how much Bohaeng is considered normal? If you have experienced particularly good fortune, you should give 30% as Bohaeng. If you give 30%, you still have 70% left. Through a yo-yo effect, this will eventually come back to you. Wealth, goods, and money continuously flow toward those who use them correctly. What happens if you use them incorrectly? Nature will strip away everything you have. Therefore, if your life is currently difficult and struggling, do not try to practice Bohaeng. At that stage, focus on building your own strength first. If you force yourself to practice Bohaeng while your own life is hard, you will eventually end up dwelling on the cost and expecting a return. That is not true Bohaeng. So, when life is difficult, even if you want to practice Bohaeng, hold back, endure it, and build your own strength first. As you build your strength, good things will start to happen to you, one after another. Suppose you think, I've had this much good fortune this year. Then, 30% of that does not belong to you. It is the share helped by nature. You may manage the remaining 70% that you earned through your hard work, but offering that 30% back to heaven is what Bohaeng is. For instance, when our Yungbub family gathers, wanting to do something good here or contributing to a meaningful cause, that is what Bohaeng is. First, take business owners. When their businesses are running smoothly and steadily, they only need to practice a little bit of Bohaeng. However, if someone suddenly received an immense blessing or realization while studying Yungbub, and they step forward to practice Bohaeng generously, then even greater tasks and greater wealth will return to that person. Wealth is given more abundantly to those who already have it, not to those who have nothing. I am making this very clear to you. Do not be greedy. Let me explain it one more time. For someone who has absolutely no problem spending 1 million won, if a 10 million won task comes along, that belongs to them. If someone has no problem managing 10 million won, then dealing with hundreds of millions is rightfully theirs. If a person can handle hundreds of millions without issue, then dealing in billions is their proper domain and will become their revenue. If you can operate at a level of billions in your activities without any trouble, then tens of billions will naturally come to you as your work and income. Do not overreach. Lately, there is a lot of talk going around where people tempt those who have nothing by saying, if you do this time, it will turn into 1 trillion won. That does not belong to you. If you get infatuated with that, you will waste your time and end up completely broke. If you chase after that out of greed, you will spend what little expenses you have left, and in the end, you will be thrown out as a beggar. When I talk about taking things step by step, one stair at a time, this is exactly what I mean. If you climb just 2 or 3 steps accurately from where you are, it will multiply exponentially after that, allowing you to rise quickly. However, when people who have nothing get lured into multi-level marketing or whatever, believing they can make a fortune, they go there, empty their pockets for expenses and whatnot, pour everything in, and end up kicked out with nothing left. This means if you get greedy, nature will strip away everything you currently possess. You must become someone who is grateful for the work given to you and does it diligently. That is how you climb up step by step. If you truly do this, the progress is incredibly fast. Do not harbor hollow greed. If someone approaches you with a hollow, unrealistic proposition, you must clearly decline, saying, I cannot take this on because my current strength is not yet ready for it. If you do that, heaven will protect you in everything. That is how nature works, and that is what heaven does. We must stop wandering around aimlessly. Only when you can freely manage 10 billion won will heaven grant you 100 billion won. You must have no trouble handling the 10 billion won level. What is the 10 billion won level? 20 billion or 30 billion won is also part of the 10 billion won level. Someone who has no problem operating at the 10 billion won level is bound to rise to the 100 billion won level. This is how it works, so let us just be careful not to make things harder for ourselves by chasing illusions. I guarantee that within 10 years, a reality will unfold where our Yungbub family and the people of Korea can live without ever worrying about money. A life with no worries about money. I assure you of this. Do not be greedy. Greed does not make things yours. We must all prosper and live well together.